Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So first things first, we have a new coloured background. I have a few colours that I've just purchased, so let me know how you're feeling about mixing up the backgrounds. If you like it, then give this video a thumbs up already. But as you can tell by the title today, we are recreating the most gorgeous look recently seen on Demi Lovato. I'll insert a picture of it. Here it is like an all metallic eye using blues and purples. This is a bit different for me, so I'm so glad that so many of you guys asked me to do it. And she was rocking like an updo and big hoops, which is something that I've been loving at the moment, so I thought I'll include the whole thing. I'm using a bunch of new products as well that I haven't yet used on camera yet, I don't think. So I feel like let's just go ahead and get started. I used to do inspired looks all the time on my channel, so I'm so excited to be doing another one. So let's get hair out the way first because it's actually really easy. It's basically what I did in a tutorial, Get Ready With Me, a couple of videos back, so I'll like insert a card for that video there if you're interested. All I've done is tie my hair up in a updo and kind of given it a loose curl. I couldn't really tell from the picture if she'd curled it or not, but I basically, yeah, just threw my hair up in a ponytail and gave it a little curl with a wand. But now we are gonna clip back our baby hairs because they are the bane of life, and hers was pretty like slick back, so we want ours to look just as sleek. Always the ones underneath as well that I forget about. Woo. Now this has literally been a lifesaver for me, and I used it again in my last video. It is the Ever Grey black to dark brown hair like root touch up. So for me, I just get these little like marks here, and well, not marks, I just have like a receding hairline at the age of 21, which I prefer to fill in slightly. So that is what we're gonna go ahead and do now, and it makes such a difference for updos, like especially if you like a sleek back look. This little sponge makes it so like natural and like blend so nicely into your hair, and especially if you have like maybe lighter roots coming through like me, or you just, you know, grey. This is actually like meant for grey hair. Yeah, any sort of like root problems that you might be facing, this is like insane. So once I've like filled in my roots, all I need to do now is just kind of hold back my hair and use some hairspray to just sleek it all back and make sure that it's gonna stay in place. That was the hair complete. Literally, it's so simple, which is why I've been loving doing that hair at the moment, because I feel like it looks like a lot of effort was put in, and I'm sure when Demi actually did get her hair done, a lot of effort was put in. Just looks really like effortless and put together, which is why I love it. But now we can move on to the makeup. Okay, so if you always see me like looking in this direction, it's because I've got the pictures up of her makeup there for reference, but her skin literally looks flawless and really just kind of like moisturized but covered, if that makes sense. So for like moisturizer today, I'm going to take the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist and just kind of douse my skin all in that. And what that's going to do is just really hydrate our skin and give a really dewy base underneath. Now that's all soaked in, we can move on to primer. And today I'm going to take the YSL All Hours Primer because we want our makeup to, one, last all day, and two, this is just a really gorgeous mix of like smoothingness but also really hydrating on the skin as well. It really does feel like a cream on the skin, but it's so like lightweight and silky smooth. I can tell it's definitely a primer, and that's kind of like one of my favorite combinations in skincare and primers in general. Something super hydrating and smooth that doesn't sit on the skin but already feels like it's doing its job. So for foundation today, I'm going to be taking the Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 290 because her skin literally looked airbrush. I feel like that might just be her like natural skin in general being naturally fucking flawless, but this is gonna give us that illusion if you don't have that skin. I'm just gonna apply a couple of punts of that either side and then just work it in with my beauty blender. I feel like this foundation literally gives like no flashback in photos and in the pictures that I'm recreating of Demi's makeup. The only thing that's really kind of brightened and flashback is her concealer, but I feel like that's just because that was the look she was going for. She's got a very bronzed, contoured face and like a light under eye, which I can really appreciate, and I love that kind of look. But her foundation just looked true to colour and had no flashback and just looked super flawless, so I feel like this is the perfect foundation to use for that. Okay, so with foundation complete, we can move on to concealer. Like you can see in the picture, and like I said earlier, she did have a really bright under eye, so I'm going to go with a lighter concealer than I probably usually would, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20. So this is just like a super bright yellow base concealer, and I love this one. It's such an affordable concealer for one, but has such amazing coverage, and she's definitely got it going on like all through the center of her face as well. So I'm just applying that in all the places that I want to brighten up, which, like I said in the picture, is kind of all the center and all the places that I usually probably would. So I'm just going to blend that in again. I'm just going to use the same beauty blender as my foundation because ain't nobody got time to have two beauty blenders. I always feel like I go like 100 miles an hour when I'm using my beauty blender when I watch my videos back while I'm editing them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the new backgrounds. I'm feeling for like makeup tutorials and stuff, it might be more fun to have a coloured background, and then for my more sit down chatty videos, I really like how I've done my bedroom recently, and loads of you guys say you like the more relaxed background too, so I feel like I'm going to do those kind of more relaxed videos, and yeah, like my more relaxed background. Okay, cool. So that is the concealer done. Now she has a very like bronzed look, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a cream bronzer. This is the Some Kind of Gorgeous cream foundation from Benefit in the shade Deep. I think I used this in a really recent video as well. I just love the way well, one, I love the color, and two, I just love the like sheerness of it and the way that it blends into the skin. So I'm just going to be applying this on my forehead and on my cheekbones and like around my jaw and stuff, because that's the clear places that she's been warmed up on her skin, particularly actually her forehead. So maybe when she has updo, she gets conscious and feels like we got a contour and bronze. And I literally just use a stippling brush to blend it all in, and it literally just blends like a dream. I only kind of lightly dab my brush into this product because I feel like it could be super pigmented, but when you just lightly do it, you can build it up and kind of customize it more to the coverage that you're after. Now you don't have to do this step, but it's like a new product I got my hands on that I really wanted to use, and she's looking so bronze and like glowy that I thought it was super appropriate. I know we just cream bronzed, but this is the Maybelline and Gigi Hadid Strobing Liquid in Gold, and I feel like this is just gonna add the most perfect glow because it's of a deeper color, and I kind of want to just like put it all over my chest. But yeah, so I'm just gonna now like stipple this on top, just really get that bronze glow going. Okay, now we are like bronzed and glowing. We can set everything in place with powder just like underneath the eyes, and just kind of to sharpen up our bronzed, not necessarily contour, but just warming up the skin. I am just kind of avoiding the shimmery area, so just dusting kind of lightly past that, but I'm just pressing it into the skin because I do want it to be kind of bright underneath there. But I'm going to let that sit there for a sec to sharpen up, even though we are going to contour again. Like I said, we are going to contour again because when I look at her, I don't see like a lot of bronzer. I can see warmth, but her contour and like her cheekbones just looks insane. And it's also definitely a lot more like blush focused, and there's barely any highlighter, which kind of concerned me a little bit, but we'll roll with it. So I'm now just going to further contour my skin, and I'm using the Morphe 9C palette to do so. And I'm just going to take this matte contour color here, one of the slightly light ones, just because I don't want to go too heavy. And did you guys see that Morphe is now coming to the UK? They're like making a UK store, which is going to be so good. So the Morphe stuff that I get sent, I feel like Beauty Bay and stuff do stock them, but it's so in demand that it's always out of stock all of the time, and now I won't feel so bad to use it. So now we have Demi Lovato's cheekbones, and now we can get her a blush. So I'm using the Becca Flower Child blusher because the blusher Demi was using was definitely more of a pink undertone to tie in with the lips that she had going on, but it was still super dewy and glowy, so this is literally like the perfect one. The Becca mineral blushes are so nice, and this one definitely has like a shimmer and glow running through it. Normally I would want my blusher to be a bit more like subtler, like more subtle than this, but hers is very prominent on her cheeks, so as this is an inspired look, we are going to stick to that. And the final step for skin, which I wasn't even sure I was going to do because I really can't see any highlight like on her skin, but to be fair, she is front facing in the pictures, and when she goes like that, there's nothing too obvious there. So I'm going to take the Laura Geller Baked Swell Illuminator in Peach Glow, which is more of like a peach undertone based highlighter, whatever, and yeah, definitely gives more of like a glow to the skin, which I feel is the vibe she's going for rather than like a beaming highlight. Okay, so with the Demi skin finished, we can now move on to brows and eyes, which I feel like are the most captivating and like attention grabbing part of the photos. So let's go ahead and zoom you in. Okay, so I did go ahead and do one eye and brow off camera just because I really wasn't sure how I was going to tackle it, and I thought I just want to double check the fallout situation. But all is good in the hood, so let's go ahead and start. So her brow is definitely a lot stronger than I usually wear mine at the moment, so I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in medium brown. And she definitely has more of like a straight brow going on, but I do just like to line the bottom of my brow and then also the top, and just kind of go a bit straighter than I usually would go to really kind of mimic her striking brow. And then as you get towards the front of your brow, she definitely has the more feathered look going on, and it is very not like blocky, but definitely more of the rectangular look going on. So once we have done the brow, I'm just going to go ahead and set it in place using my Gimme Brow from Benefit. This is in the shade 3, and this is just going to make them look super feathery and full like hers, and just a lot thicker as well. Okay, so for eyeshadow, we are going to be taking the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk eyeshadow palette. And to start with, I'm going to be taking the shade Eden as our initial transition colour. Even though all the colour you can see really in her eyeshadow look is purple, I always go in with just like a warm brown shade to start with, because that acts as a really great colour to just kind of help blend anything out. Now the shape of her eye look is very blown out, which I love, and that's kind of why I felt comfortable doing my skin first, as I'm not going to be kind of creating any sharp lines or anything like that. Dipping back into the same palette, I'm going to take this shade here, which is literally just the bright purple shade. On the same brush, this one is actually called, as in the shade is called Amethyst, and we're just going to use this to create that blown out shape and also build up that gorgeous purple colour that you can see so clearly in her eye makeup. It's super blown out and kind of like edgy looking, so perfect for those of you that maybe aren't so comfortable doing eyeshadows, because it's almost like the edgier it looks, the better it looks, you know? We are now switching palettes. Ignore the Rachel. I went to the Urban Decay event where they gave this to us. This is the Heavy Metals eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. It's all metallic shades, so perfect for this look. I'm going to be mixing the two blue shades together called Dive and Amp. Dive is more of the electric blue, and Amp has a slight teal undertone to it. And I'm just going to use a real small brush and just kind of drag it on to my lid. You do get a little bit of fallout with these shadows, but because we've powdered, it's super easy to just brush that all away. From the same palette, I'm going to be mixing these two purple shades together to kind of create a transition into the crease. I'm just going to kind of press that here where the blue is, and then drag it into the crease, because we are going to be using another crease color that's going to be a bit darker, so it's going to kind of create that metallic transition going across the eye. So I'm just going to be dipping on my brush into the two darkest colors here. So we just used those two, and now we're using these two, and we're going to use a much more precise fluffy brush for this, because this color is really prominent in her crease and is used to kind of create that winged out, blown out shape. So I'm just taking it all the way up into the crease and then buffing it out slowly. And then I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush that we used with that initial purple color to diffuse everything together and just make sure it's all blended. Now we can just lightly brush away that fallout underneath the eye. Now we can move on to the rest of the eye. So I'm just going to be taking a pale white shimmery shade in my inner corner. Then from the same Urban Decay eyeshadow palette, I'm just going to take that dark purple shade that we've used so much on a small flat brush and just really push that into the lower lash line. Like so. And then again, just with the fluffy brush that we used with that purple, just kind of diffuse that out. So when I really analysed the picture, it looked as if Demi had something really dark blue in her waterline. So I'm going to take the Marc Jacobs highliner in Wavelength and just, yeah, put that in my lower lash line. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a mascara and lashes. And the lashes were definitely a key feature of her look. They are so big and so full. So I'm going to be taking the Danny Beauty Store lashes in Slay. These are the new luxe range of lashes created by Danny Mancini. You probably follow her here on YouTube, and I thought these are the perfect style for this look, so I'm going to go ahead and apply them now. Okay, so these are the eyes with the lashes on. Oh my god, I'm like obsessed with this look. These lashes, Danny, you've done such a good job. Oh my god. But now we can move on to the lips. Okay, so she definitely had like a baby Barbie pink lip going on. I couldn't find a gloss in that colour, so what we are going to be doing is kind of using a little bit of a liquid lipstick and then going in with a clear gloss on top. So the liquid lipstick I'm going to be using is Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the colour Blush. Obviously these dry down to be matte. She had a clear gloss on, and also her lips look pretty full too, so I thought why not try the Too Faced a clear lip injection gloss. Oh my god, if you've never tried this, this really burns. I'm just gonna kind of go over my finger too. I feel like this is the finished look complete, and now we just gotta add in our hoops. So this is the finished makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely give it a thumbs up for more inspired looks. I haven't done them in ages, and they used to be literally like the heart and soul of my channel. So yeah, definitely make sure to hit that thumbs up if you'd like to see more, and if so, who. Let me know what you guys think about the background as well. I really would appreciate your opinion. So let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this look, and definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button before you leave, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!